trying to show you how I read this, but I'm also wanting to share how these energies affect the human energy field. Here we are at the Schumann Resonance. First of all, it's a very fiery image here. Those who are in denser environments, so this is like the lonely man who has not activated the soul connection, hasn't reconnected with God. So those who are in denser environments, it's going to be more challenging for them. And that's what you see here. This is energy that's still sort of stuck in the matrix, committed, if you will, to the matrix. I talked about how the dense energy was attempting to reform and gain a foothold after it had been freed and moved out of our systems by that big waves of light that came in mid-August. This is why I did that whole teaching section about human energy field. So here, this dense energy out here, if this person has activated the light within and is beginning to reconnect with God, that moves this dense energy back out through the field. And then they can go through a process of clearing it from the body, clearing it from the field, closing the holes in the field, maintaining a more healthy field structure. But this energy here is on offer. Hey, we could come back in. You could shut down again, go back into that depressed state. That's what this is in the Schumann. Do you see that? Here, let me come back in. Let me get back into the structure that you humans have created. Because this is very, very dense energy. Those of us, and this is the red, who have chosen a path of turning away from the light, or where we just haven't reconnected through because a person's traumatized, or they're mind controlled in some way. This is a much harder time. Okay, this is like the compressed state of the lonely man. Here is like the awakening, where the lonely man awakens in the mind and thinks, I could have a better life. Okay, so see how the light begins to come in here. But it's not very imbued into this part of the quote-unquote matrix. Okay, so this would be, for example, if the lonely man had the idea that he could awaken, but hadn't done anything yet. So the field is still imbued with this. See the dense energy here, the compacted red. There's an idea, but really no action's been taken. Maybe the person just doesn't know what to do, how to empower themselves yet. They haven't found the way that they're going to proceed. Here's these even darker forces, denser energies, kind of almost parasitic energies that are attached to the lower state in their field structure. Other energies of a dense nature would flow in. Well, here we are. The field is scooped down. Okay, so this structure goes even lower. And then you've got these dense energies that are attached to the structure here. And these might be past experiences, these might be actual entities, these might be feelings of despair, whatever it happens to be. And here's one outside of these beings, and it's just floating around looking for a home. If it could convince this being to take on more depression or to get more angry, then it could flow into that person. That being's, this line is representing a being that's like the lonely man without any change. If this external environment could convince the being that has this straight up and down structure in the matrix, this dense compacted red, then it would join it. Here's another layer of energy looking for somewhere to attach to, and it looks like it's almost pretty much attached here. This energy line within the matrix. So there's awareness that has been brought here. But now there's these energies, maybe they've invited a bunch of people into their home that aren't going to pitch in monetarily. Or they're not doing any chores and their dogs are pooping on the floors. And then we're over here, okay? So now here's the lonely man, but now he's elevated himself. I know this doesn't look like a person, but I'm looking at the field structure. Okay, I'm looking at the energy. And I'm trying to explain to you how it relates to what we perceive as the real world, but is truly being trapped within the matrix. Look, here's the lonely man, okay? This man is essentially trapped within the matrix. Why? Because to be trapped within the matrix means to be completely disconnected from the light of the soul. This right here is that lonely man disconnected. This right here is the man awakening. He begins to awaken. Oh, hold on. It's a little smaller. It's not quite that big yet in that part. Okay, we still got some of this density here. That is this. Okay, now he begins to awaken and starts to do some stuff. Okay, now he's cleared his head. He's cleared the smoke from his head. Maybe he's reconnecting with the light that he perceives is outside of himself. That's this right here. Whoa, now we've got a big awakening. Maybe he's even become heart activated now. So the light is starting to shift some of this darkness out of his field. But guess what happens? See? As he awakens, I know this doesn't look like a person. I'm reading the energy structure, okay? He's still in the matrix, but he's starting to become a living human being. Now see, look. I know this doesn't look like a human, but it does look like a being. In fact, to me it looks like a rabbit. Here's the ear. Here's one eye. Here's the other eye is red. The nose is white. Half the rabbit is white, and then here's its top of its body. Here's the bottom, and there's the feet. The left side of the body is red. Okay, so it's red going down here, 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 and this side of the body. You can make it a little smaller so you can see. See that? See how half of its face is red? Half of its face is white. It's the yin-yang, dark and light. Now this person, the lonely man, is becoming balanced in his field again and is healing. But you see, he's still got a bunch of clearing to do. And in fact, if he starts to look deeper and deeper through his experience, through the path of the spiritual warrior, he will uncover the parasites in his field, the parasitic energies, the experiences that were less than pleasant, represented by this dense dark lines. These are the experiences that were less than pleasant. They were unpleasant. They were traumatic. They may have been from this lifetime. They may have been from other lifetimes. Also, they may be parasitic energy here coming in crosswise that attached itself to the structure, or that is offering to reattach to the structure. Hey, why do that healing path? It's challenging, let this back in. No, right? That's the offer. This to me looks like a bigger version of the fist that we saw around August 8th at the 8-8 gateway. It's basically an offer. It looks like a wave of white resonance. But if you remember the fist had 6 fingers. It was of the dark forces, and it showed up right before Lilith showed up. Oh, there she is, with her crown, the dark goddess, the shadow land of the feminine, and part of the strength of the feminine. So here the fist is fully formed, showed itself to us, showed it what it was really about, right before the 8-8 gate. It presents itself much larger, and it's also surrounded by the green, which is human, right? The human frequency. Is it more powerful? Is it more present in our consciousness? I don't know what the answer is, but I know it's dripping with astral energy. Whether that transmutes or whether a person lives with that in their field is up to us.